Alright guys, what is going on? Match reaction. Spurs 3, Chelsea 4. Game of the season? It's definitely up there. What a game of football. I swear, Spurs against Chelsea is always mental. Like, especially at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Obviously last season, we had the 4-1 Chelsea with the 2 red cards, and now this season, we've had a 7-goal thriller. What a game. I mean, this was always going to be a good game tonight. Let's be honest. I mean, these are two teams that play very open football, always try and pass out from the back. It was always going to be entertaining, and it did not disappoint. An unbelievable game of football. Thoroughly enjoyed it, honestly. That's up there for me, for one of my favourite games I've ever watched. Just so fun. So fun to watch. And, you know, the game actually went very quick. You know, I find football matches tend to go quite slow and drag on, but this game just went so fast because of all the chances and all the opportunities both teams were getting, but it was just crazy. But let's start by talking about Spurs. I think Ange is in trouble. I think Ange is in big trouble. 2 defeats in a row. Obviously, lost to Bournemouth midweek, where they just didn't play well at all. A very disappointing display by Spurs against Bournemouth, and now they've lost this one when they were 2-0 up. Do I think Ange will get sacked? No. Do I think he's in trouble? Yes. I mean, I'm not sure who Spurs play next, but, you know, Spurs really need to start getting some wins. They are really struggling at the minute, Spurs. And, you know, I think Ange is doing the best he can. You know, we'll talk about the mistakes Spurs had in this game, because there were 2 mistakes. And Ange can't do anything about them mistakes. But I think he's in trouble. I don't think he'll be sacked. But I think if this continues, then inevitably he will go. And then Spurs are back to the drawing board. Who did he get in? You know, but yeah, Ange's in trouble. You know, you can't be 2-0 up. And I know it can happen to any team, but, you know, 2-0 up very early on, and then they go 4-2 down. That just can't happen. It can't happen. But it did happen. And that's the Spurs mentality again. You know, what's the phrase? Spursy. It was very Spursy, the way they were 2-0 up, and then it went to 4-2. Spurs were all over the place. Ange needs to fix it ASAP. But for Chelsea, 9 goals scored for Chelsea in their previous 2 Premier League games. Beat Southampton 5-1 midweek. And now we've beaten Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium after going 2-0 down. Chelsea are dangerous, people. Chelsea are dangerous. And they could win the Premier League title this season. I don't think many people are mentioning Chelsea. I think Chelsea are going under the radar. You know, I think it's out of 3 teams now. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. I don't think Manchester City will win the Premier League this season. City are looking a mess. But for Chelsea, Chelsea look unstoppable at the minute. They are an unstoppable force. I don't know why people are surprised. You know, the amount of money Chelsea spent over the 2 previous summers, this is where you expect Chelsea to be. And this is where Chelsea are now. They are title challengers now, in my opinion, of Chelsea. And it would not be surprised me if come the end of the season they win the Premier League. Because, you know, I think this Chelsea team was always going to be a problem once they had confidence. And now that they've got confidence, everyone's in trouble. Everyone's in trouble. You know, they just look so good, Chelsea. Yes, Spurs had chances in this game, but still, the attack from Chelsea, I mean, their attack is just ridiculous, mate. It really is ridiculous. And, you know, they had Nkunku on the bench. They had João Felix on the bench. Like, their squad depth is the best, in my opinion. With the amount of players they can bring on, it's crazy. And Chelsea are a problem. They're a problem. And I think top 4 for Chelsea is guaranteed. I really do think that. But yeah, what a win for Chelsea. Huge win for Maresca. I think I made a video on Maresca saying, what are Chelsea doing? Listen, Maresca was at Leicester. I didn't really see what Chelsea were doing. Maresca is kind of proving me wrong at the minute. I still think there's vulnerability there from Chelsea. But they're just outscoring teams. They are outscoring teams. It's as simple as that. And they just look very, very dangerous. But let's talk about the goals because there is 7 of them to talk about. Spurs take a 1-0 lead inside 5 minutes. Dominic Solanke with the goal. Bit lucky. Cucurella slips. Allows Brennan Johnson to get the ball. He then drives into the space. Brennan Johnson puts in the low cross, and the movement by Solanke is world-class striker movement by Dominic Solanke. Gets in front of, I think it's Colwill, and he sticks it into the net. I mean, it's about the movement by Solanke. It's the movement that makes this goal. Just a really good striker goal by Dominic Solanke. And, we wanted an early goal in this game, and we got an early goal. Spurs 1-0 up. 6 minutes later, it was 2-0 to Spurs. Kulusevski with the goal. Another Cucurella slip. He actually had to change his boots after this goal. Cucurella changed his boots. He slips again. Kulusevski gets on the ball, drives inside, manages to get the shot with his left foot, and it goes into the bottom right-hand corner. I actually thought it went wide on the watch-along. I thought he missed. But he finds the corner, and a dream start for Spurs. Absolute dream start. But 2-0 is always a dangerous scoreline. 2-0 is known to be the most dangerous scoreline in football because if the next team makes it 2-1, they've got all the momentum. And that's exactly what happened in this game. It only took Chelsea 6 minutes to score and make it 2-1. Jadon Sancho with a very, very good finish. Posting in by Jadon Sancho. It's a bit like the Kulusevski goal, except for Jadon Sancho goes to the far post, not to the near post. Hits the post and in. And I think, yes, it didn't work out for Jadon Sancho at Manchester United. But I do think he is finding his feet at Chelsea, Jadon Sancho. I think he's found a home. I think he's enjoying his football at Chelsea. It's because it's attacking, it's free flowing. That's why he's enjoying it. At United, God, United were awful. Yeah, but for Chelsea, they're enjoying it at the minute. So 2-1 at half time. I mean, there were so many chances in the first half. Cole Palmer had a chance where he missed the ball. I think Papasar hit the bar from a corner. The first half was mental. I mean, the fact there were only 3 goals in the first half was ridiculous. I mean, it could have been 4-4 at half time. But yeah, going into the second half, Chelsea get a penalty. Silly by Basuma, and this was the mistake I was talking about at the start. Ange can't do anything about this. Basuma slides in recklessly on Caicedo. Clear penalty. I don't know what Basuma's doing, to be honest. I mean, Basuma can have no complaints. It's a stonewall penalty. Cole Palmer, never in doubt, steps up, sticks it in. Forster dives the wrong way. 2-2. Chelsea brought it back from 2-0 down to be level 2-2. They've got all the momentum now, Chelsea, all the momentum. And, the thing, the Spurs in the second half were awful. I don't think they had a shot in the second half till the 75th minute. Chelsea were dominating that second half. The goals were inevitable for Chelsea, and they got them. 2-2, and then in the 73rd minute, Enzo Fernandez makes it 3-2 to Chelsea. He's on a really good run of form, Enzo Fernandez. He really is. And this is why Chelsea clearly bought him, paid the big bucks, and they're getting it back now, aren't they? But yeah, Enzo Fernandez on the volley. I think Cole Palmer has it on the right wing. Spins a Dogie. I mean, it's terrible by a Dogie. He's got to do a lot better on Palmer. Palmer gets the shot blocked. Falls straight to Enzo Fernandez on the volley. Puts it past Forster. Chelsea 2-0 down. Lead 3-2. And then Chelsea get another penalty. And this is the second mistake I was talking about. Papa Sarr, don't know what he's doing. Cole Palmer is going towards the corner flag. It is smart by Palmer. It is smart. Sarr kicks out a leg. Clear contact with Palmer. Again, stonewall penalty. And Palmer, with a man of confidence, Panenka's it down the middle. I mean, Cole Palmer arguably is the best player in the Premier League at the minute. I think it's out of him or Salah. But Panenka penalty by Palmer. Cold Palmer. 4-2 Chelsea, and that was basically the game. Spurs did manage to get one back, though, in the 96th minute through Heung-min Son. There was a corner to Spurs taken short. Maddison, I think, gets past a few Chelsea players, pulls it back to Son, sticks it in for the tapping. And yeah, but it was just too little too late for Spurs, and it's another defeat for Spurs. I think first half, Spurs were quite good, but second half, Chelsea really dominated it and upped their game. They really did, Chelsea, in that second half. And I think Maresca will be looking at that second half and thinking he'll be very pleased with that second half performance, because they just really upped it, Chelsea, in that second half. And Spurs couldn't contain them. Clearly couldn't contain them. And yeah, it's a huge win for Chelsea. Huge win. Another L though for Spurs. I don't know where Spurs go from here. I don't know where Ange goes from here. It's going to be interesting. But what a game. Arguably game of the season. So enjoyable to watch. But guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the match. And also, let me know, do you think Cole Palmer is the best player in the Premier League at the minute? Or even the world? Let me know in the comments. But guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And I'll catch you later.